Hello, everyone. This is Evolving Always Productions. My name is Terry. I have fantastic guest Lewis Moore the third on today. And as always, Evolving Always Productions, we believe in helping you to evolve mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. We have a phenomenal guest today that's probably going to help you with a lot of those areas and definitely financially. He's very successful. He has several e-commerce stores, and there's one that he has a strong concentration in that he got into. He'll tell us a little bit about that story. He has a phenomenal ebook. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but I do recommend that you follow him on Instagram, which is right below. It's on a banner. And also, you need to be following him. You need to subscribe to him on YouTube, and it's going to be Lewis Moore the Third. Very simple. So make sure that you subscribe to him. Just click that subscribe button and go get to work. The other thing to keep in mind too, hey Tasha, how you doing? So for you that are listening on podcasts, I will have this information attached. So if you're in your car, don't worry about it. You can actually go to the main description. You'll be able to pull him up on YouTube as well as Instagram, because I highly recommend that you follow this gentleman. He knows what he is talking about. So hello, Lewis. How's the day been going so far? You're probably outsourcing the day as we're talking, right?
Actually, no. First off, thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it. But it's Sunday, and in Germany on Sunday, no stores are open, so I can't do any sourcing today.
Really? So they're very. Is it a religious thing or just something else?
The part of Germany that I live in is like really, really like in the how do I explain it? They're really religious, but it's in the old times, and they still have that rule that on Sunday nobody really works. So also like all the stores are closed in my area, but in the bigger areas in Germany, they're open. But just where I'm at, they're not open.
Well, it sounds like you stay in a nice area, though. I kind of like that thought process.
I mean, it has this good size and this bad size, but it's nice, yeah.
Sorry, I had to sneeze there. Yeah, thank you. I was hoping that you couldn't hear it, but I guess I didn't mute it quick enough.
I saw it.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I didn't even think about that. So does it have a lot of, I guess, beautiful countryside? Well, I think one day you were on Instagram and I saw you, I think you were possibly working out or walking or something, running, and it was really pretty.
Yeah. I live in a village. And the village I live in, they make like a lot of wine. So they have all these wineries around with like the fields of grapes and like all that type of stuff. So I live in the country. It's nice, but it's also bad because like the closest store is like 15 minutes away. So
yeah, I can see that. But in a way, and you're talking about driving, I'm assuming.
Yes.
15 minutes away driving. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely has its pros and cons, but I kind of am wanting something kind of more sedated, because I get enough. This gives us enough, right? In a computer.
Yes, definitely.
It's like ongoing, and so I could definitely deal with the type of life, because I know that area that you were running in was like so beautiful. I was like, wow. I didn't thought about it because I always think of France when I think of beautiful countrysides. I don't even, for some reason, Germany doesn't enter my mind. I think when I think of Germany, which is silly, but when I think of Germany, I always think of high rises, beautiful cars, because Germany is the best for cars, in my opinion. Some people may disagree.
BMW, Audi, yeah.
I mean, they just have the best cars, not in just sense of just the way they look, but the way they're designed. They've always designed that type of equipment well, and I guess they more so even design airplanes, the motors and everything that for that to be more upgraded than anything else. I mean, we know that the what is it? What was it? The Lewis Brothers First in Flight, whatever. We know that was in the United States, but I think they were originally.
They're German, I think.
Yeah, they were German. That's what I was thinking. I was just about to say.
I think they are.
They were originally from Germany, though. So it's for some reason Germany just really has that knack for motors. So that's what I think about when I think about Germany. So when I think of beautiful countryside, I always think about France. But then I saw, which I said, wow. I said, how beautiful is that? How fortunate he is. I would not have thought about it. North Carolina, the area I live in, does have some really, nice country areas. But I'm kind of stay in like we're not really that big. It's probably about 110,000 people in the area that I stay in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's not that many people, actually.
You want to know how many people live in the place that I live at?
Yes, I do.
Like 370.
You're joking.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
In like a 20-mile radius, like 370.
So do y'all even have a police station or anything?
Oh yeah. The next police station is actually further than where the first store is. So it's like 20 minutes away.
Oh my gosh, 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
But I don't
So
think y'all probably have too many things going on. So everybody, I'm assuming, because we're talking only around 300 something people here, that you about know everybody. Is that about accurate?
nah, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to talk bad about where I live at, but in the village, well, in most villages in Germany, like it's like a family type of orientation. Like people's mother grew up here, people's grandmother grew up here, so they all know each other. So we're kind of like the outsiders. And I'm not really like, I don't want to say I'm not friendly, but I'm not the one to like go to like barbecues and to like neighborhood meetups and things like that. Like I just want to be left in peace. So I mean, I know the people that live around me, but I don't know everybody. They probably know me because I'm one of the only black people. Well, I probably am the only black person here, besides the kids. So I mean,
so you're famous. So
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Look, we're gonna throw that out there. So where Lewis is from, he is actually famous. He's well known. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they know me, but I
Oh
don't really
my
know
God.
them.
So what now?
I was just saying, yeah, like they know me because I know they talk about us when like we moved in, like it was big news. But I mean, it's nice, but it's just I like it because it's quiet. Like I get to just go to my house and just be in peace. And like I live far enough away to where nobody can just pop up. Like, oh, I was in the city and I popped up. No, like you have to really plan to come to my house.
Yeah, there's no. I was just in the area and I stopped by and
exactly.
I love it. I love it. So y'all are basically planning to stay in Germany, or is it because you got there because of the military, correct?
Yes,
that much I remember. And thank you for your service, by the way. I really appreciate that.
No problem. Thank you for saying that.
So I know you're not. Are you active now still, or just
no? I've been out for almost 8, 9, 10 years now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because I remember you saying something about that you've been out because you have been in for a while. So obviously it's time for you to retire. I totally understand that. And so you just said, "Hey, I'm gonna stay in Germany. Why not?" Right?
I had met my wife and I just decided to stay here because I don't have that much family. So coming from Detroit, it really wasn't that much for me to go back to. So I just figured I'll stay here and try to start something new.
Well, I think that's awesome. I really do because I think it's smart and y'all need to get his ebook. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Thank you.
He has a great ebook. So when you go to his Instagram and click on his link, you need to get it. We're gonna get into talking about that more. But I know this is interesting. I had to bring this up before we get into talking about that. So you used to be a tattoo artist. So tell me more about that.
Okay. When I got out the army, I was in Germany and I didn't really have any, like I graduated high school and I did college. Like I had my bachelor's, but that didn't translate into the German workforce because of the language and like all those type of things. And I've never been one to like, I've never been a fan of the whole 9 to 5 thing just because I don't know, like it just isn't my thing. And I've been an artist since I was like 4 or 5 years old. So I just figured what can I do with the skills that I have to be able to like provide a way for myself, and becoming a tattoo artist was one of the things that came up. So I did that for like 4 years, but I realized that I didn't like it. So I just stopped.
Okay. That's so great though. Yeah. And that's smart. If you don't like something, don't do it.
Yeah, don't force it. Like,
I'm a firm believer in that. I mean, a firm believer in that. I was actually trying to click on this. So I'm gonna say hey to some of the people that are here. I'm doing this live at an unusual time for me. So I think a lot of people
Thank you so much for working with me.
I'm glad to do it because I just could not have you up at 1 a.m. But I'm gonna just tell you how wonderful this gentleman is. He was like, oh, I could do it though. It's 1 a.m. I'm like, no, we're not gonna do that. I said it'll be different. I said if people have to catch it later, they just have to catch it later. And it's gonna be, on YouTube, and I'm gonna also have it on my podcast. But I want to say hey to Christy and Derek, thank you for coming out. Thank you, Christy, for showing up, my friend, and Wendy, Tasha. And I think some people are coming on in as we talk, so that's how it is. But I certainly appreciate y'all, definitely. Let me unhide this. So yeah, I thought that was interesting when I saw that, but I'm a firm believer in that. I'm like, if it doesn't bring you joy, it's got to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that was the problem. Like, I love creating art, but I like doing it on my time. I don't like doing it when somebody else says I have to do it. And also, when you're a tattoo artist, like, you work so hard on a piece, and then somebody comes in and they don't like that part, they don't like that part, they don't like that part, and then it turns out to be no more of, like, it doesn't, like, it's no longer your art, it's somebody else's art, and I just didn't like that.
And I can go to tell you right now, I wouldn't like that either. And I love art, but I already know that I wouldn't like that. I think what people don't understand is if you're an artist, it really does have to be on your terms. Or like you said, it won't bring you joy. It really will not.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I could see you being an introvert. So I know I said, send me some things that people might not know, but believe it or not, I caught that from you. I really did. Like, so when I saw you on Ronna's interview, I said, yeah, I bet you he's kind to himself. So the question I asked about, I bet you know everybody, it doesn't surprise me that you don't, because you're probably like, I'm going in the store, I'm not chitty chatty, and just get what I got to go.
Yes, that is 100% me. Yes, definitely.
Now, it's so funny because my husband's like the exact opposite. Like, I'm the type of person, I'm friendly, but I am a subdued. I can kind of like keep my distance, but he's got to like, hello, everybody. If he was in that town, oh my gosh.
Everybody would know.
They'd probably come to our house all the time because he's just shit, because he would know everything about everything. It would be bananas. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Yeah. It really would, because he's chatty Cathy. So it's so funny when we do store runs, and we'll be like, yeah, we gotta run in here real quick. He says, I'll go ahead and run. I said no. I said, we got 5 minutes, and you're gonna run into somebody and have a conversation. And it don't even be people he knows sometimes. It's like it'll be just random people, and he'll start having a conversation with them. He'll be like in a cereal aisle. Can you believe the cereal right here? And they say no, they're like chit-chatting about some darn cereal. I'm
cereal.
Like, nah, right? Can you imagine sourcing with someone like that?
Yeah. I just want to get my cereal and leave and go back home.
Thank you. It's too crazy. And but yeah, he's funny though. He makes me laugh. He definitely doesn't run into any strangers. And he's supposed to be up here. But also too, he's driving to Vegas, so he may not been able to click on the link yet or what have you. But yeah, he definitely wanted to join, because it's like, yeah, because he loved your ebook.
Thank you so much.
His ebook, I'm just saying. Okay, if you are interested in being successful, starting Amazon, because a lot of people are starting Amazon right now, but Amazon is not a piece of cake. Let's be for real. We'll talk a little bit more about that, right, Lewis? It's not a piece of cake at all. So you need all the help you can get. And I really feel that his book provides a lot of that. So, I'll be mentioning it. So y'all better, if y'all don't go on his Instagram and get it, I'm just saying that's gonna be on you. You waste your time if you want to. But yeah, I'm gonna check to make sure he has a link too, because he was like, yeah, what's the link? What time? I'm like, okay, I don't know. He's so funny, because he definitely wanted to be on. So I sent it to him, maybe because, like I said, it might be easier for him to click that way. But anyway, so like we were talking about with Amazon, and tell me the story about that, because it was kind of funny. You could talk a little bit about what you said in the book that I thought was kind of funny, and then we'll get off of that. But how did you get into Amazon?
What did I say in the book?
Oh, do you want me to say it? I'll say part of it. If you don't mind, I'll say part of it.
Of course, no.
Something about the lights.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. That was how I got started into my whole reselling thing. Like, I was after I stopped being a tattoo artist, I needed something to be able to support myself. So I got not a degree, but I got my certification. Certification, is that a word? I got my certificate.
It'll be a word for you today. We gonna make that a word. How about that?
Certification. Yeah, I got my certification in being a security officer. So I started doing security for the Army, working for the Army, and I was making just enough money to be able to survive. But if anything happened, like my car broke down and I had to get a new car, I didn't have the money to do that. So I would have to take the money from like my rent to be able to pay my car. Because if I don't have my car, I can't go to work. And if I can't go to work, I don't have any money. So I did that, and I wasn't able to pay my rent. And then Lewis be making up words. Bro, put the O in there. Stop not putting the O in there. He do that on purpose.
Ahead, Lewis, I'm sorry.
No, so pretty much I got behind on my bills, and it came to a point to where my lights got cut off because I wasn't able to pay for my lights. And I didn't have lights, but I had like 60 pair of Jordans because I was really into collecting shoes and like that. And my girlfriend,
yeah, I saw that. I was like, 60 pair, really? But go ahead.
yeah. And my girlfriend was like, how about you sell some of your shoes? And I was like, I'm not selling my shoes. But after a couple of days of not having lights, I was like, maybe I should sell some of my shoes. So I went on YouTube and I put in there how to sell sneakers. And I came across somebody, I forgot who it was. It might have been Reezy. But anyway, I came across a video about how to sell on eBay. So I put my shoes up on eBay and they started to sell really, really quick. And that's what got me into reselling. And I'm just a person that when I start something, I always want to keep growing and growing with it. And a friend told me about Amazon, which I didn't know about Amazon and FBA. Like I thought, like everybody else, I thought when you buy something from Amazon, it comes directly from Amazon. So he told me about Amazon FBA, and I started to learn more about it. And it was just the evolution from going from eBay to Amazon, which I like Amazon a lot more than eBay. But yeah, it was just an evolution of being broke and trying to figure out ways to make money and then growing from there.
Yeah, I love the way you say evolution, evolving, all that. I stand for that anyway. And I just love, this was the part that you mentioned it, but I thought it was funny. You said after a couple of days of no lights, I said, wow.
It was not fun. It was not fun. Luckily, my neighbor, because I lived in an apartment building, so luckily my neighbor would let me hijack their electricity with an extension cord, but that was no way to live. That was no way to live. So
this is like the best story. I'm not going to tell you right now, but when I read it, I was cracking up. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, that was not my finest hour.
Yeah, well, everybody's had moments. Trust me. Now, apparently, though, you have been doing some form of reselling, but from a different level in the past, correct?
I wouldn't say reselling, but I've always had like side hustles to where I would like always have like some way, like I had a graphic design business. Even like when I was a kid, I was the kid in high school selling CDs and selling candy, and then I moved to doing graphic design. And then once I got out the army, I had a party promotion company, and then I moved to doing tattoos. So I've always had that like side hustle thing, but I never really stuck with anything. Like I always moved to the next thing. So I never really stuck with something and saw it all the way out until I got to blogging, which is what I did before reselling. But once I got to blogging and saw how good that can work out, then I moved to reselling. And so this is where I'm at now.
Yeah. Well, I think it's great. And because you're doing something you really love, and I could tell that you love it. That's another reason why y'all need to follow Lewis on Instagram, because he does talk about 5 ways, it might be 5 or 6, but ways that you can actually make money from your home. So, that's what he does. He's self-employed. He is a serial entrepreneur, and he's all about evolving and getting better. And you'll love his YouTube because he really has some awesome people up there. And Derek from Fundamentals of
Side Hustle.
Thank you so much. Fundamentals of Side Hustling. You need to follow him as well. And they a lot of times do collaborations.
Yeah,
we have a lot of great information. They do a lot of great information. And we also have Brittany all bossed up here. And she's going to have a phenomenal show, which actually Lewis and I are going to be a part of.
Exactly.
So hello, Sunday. But she's Brittany all bossed up, really easy to remember. But you can also find her on Instagram at Brittany all bossed up, where the link will be there as well if you do forget. But definitely check that out. So anyway, the thing I really found interesting is you talk about ways people can be successful in Amazon without being ungated, because that's, of course, the thing. People, if you're not doing Amazon right now, and of course you're trying to get in Amazon, as you start the process, you'll hear that term a lot, gated and ungated. So like right now, it's probably total Greek to me, but I'm gonna go ahead and let Lewis explain it, and then we're gonna talk a little bit more about that. So go ahead, Lewis.
Okay, should I explain what ungating is, or
Or gating and then
okay?
and ungated, what's the difference?
Okay,
Yeah.
basically, gating means restricted, and ungating means that you're allowed to sell something. Because when you first get onto the Amazon platform, they pretty much don't trust you. I guess you could say it that way. So they
Yeah.
won't allow you to sell a lot of products and a lot of brands. Like they won't allow you to sell toys. They won't allow you to sell grocery items. They won't allow you to sell makeup and things like that. So pretty much when I started Amazon, I was only allowed to sell books. And in Germany, we can sell DVDs. I know in the States is different, but I was only allowed to sell books and DVDs. So I just hit the ground running with selling books. And I was just selling like hundreds of books and sending in hundreds of books every week. And I honestly never even thought about getting ungated until I met Nisha, who has another ebook about how to get ungated. And when I like met her, then she talked to me about getting ungated. But before that, I was making like good money just selling books and DVDs, which I mean, I still focus on books and DVDs. Like I'm not ungated in toys or makeup. I'm just ungated in groceries, which I only got ungated in groceries because during the lockdown, all the stores got closed. So I wasn't able to get books or to get DVDs. So I had to figure out another way to get products. So I got ungated in groceries and I started to sell groceries. So technically now all I sell is books, DVDs, and groceries.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because you brought up a person's name that we'll talk a little bit more about. I just have to say hello to one of my wonderful friends, Quimby, the Grateful Queen. Love her. And she
All
has
right.
been on this show before. She's super knowledgeable. Y'all need to be following her on YouTube. She has an outstanding YouTube channel. She actually has two. So
Oh,
she has
wow.
one
Okay.
called The Grateful Queen, which tells you everything ins and out of resale, especially for eBay, if you're wanting to know more about eBay. And then she has The Grateful Therapist because she, that's her business. She's a therapist.
Okay.
So she's just a really outstanding person. I recommend you follow her on Instagram too. She's just a phenomenal individual. But anyway, what I was going to say is, yeah, so I knew early on because I have been trying to get back on Amazon, get into the Amazon vibe, and I knew I wanted to get my husband involved because he was the first one that did eBay over me. So
There's
for me,
Nisha
it was
there.
Poshmark. I'm like, I'm just doing Poshmark and Mercari, and then I think Venti or something like that. Something I don't do that anymore, but
Mhm.
I was like, I'm not doing eBay, blah 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 blah. But he was the eBay person, so I was like, you know what, we need to do Amazon together. And I said, I know Amazon's going to be your vibe. I said, so we need to do that. And what really inspired me is when I saw you on Rhonda's program. So I'm glad I saw that show. You were on Rhonda's Brunch with Diva
Mhm.
that she does every Wednesday. And you were talking about it and you were talking about the books. And we got so many books in this house, it's unreal. Now, some of them I don't want to let go because I am a collector as well.
Right.
So
Right.
that's my other problem. But anyway, so we have a ton of books and we have DVDs, just a lot of stuff in this house. So I
Mhm.
was like, you know what? I definitely want to get involved. And hello, Tina. Love Tina. She does affirmations at 9 a.m. I
Okay.
have no idea what time that would be for you, Lewis. You can, but it's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It really gets your day, off to a great start.
Oh,
Splenda
that's
Lily,
interesting.
she's actually on Instagram. So love her, and she's a super, super awesome person as well. Anyway, so what I was getting ready to say is, so I was like, yeah, we got to get ungated and everything. And then ironically, that's when Tiana had the show with Giganisha there. And then that's when we were talking about, I said, yeah, I'm going to get her book. And then, of course, I met her. And, of course, I interviewed her for my podcast. Love her. She's such a sweet, sweet person. Such a sweet person. And so it kind of went from there. So I knew I had to get ungated. That's something we worked on. And we are ungated in certain areas, but still, y'all got to get Lewis's book. That's all I can tell you. You
Thank you
have
for
to.
saying that.
I think it's very critical when you're starting out because if you don't get his book, you can easily get kind of,
Confused?
well, besides confused, you can almost just say forget it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree with that statement? Is
Yes.
that
Yes.
pretty much
It is.
accurate?
I think Amazon has a very high learning curve to start out, and I think that's like the Like when you sell on eBay or Poshmark or Mercari, like it's much easier. Like anybody can get on there and like sell. But when you get on
Right.
Amazon, there's so many different hoops that you have to jump through, even just to sign up. And then once you sign up and you get activated, there's still so like it's so much information that they give to you at one time. It can be very overwhelming. So that's the reason why I wrote the book, was just to be able to, like, where I'm at in Germany, like there wasn't anybody around me really talking about what I was doing. So I just did that just to give people the information that I gathered over the past year and just kind of make it easier for other people to be able to sell. Because I really think if you want to take reselling seriously, then I think you should be on Amazon selling. Like you don't have to be like a major 6-figure seller, but you should have an Amazon account and be trying to like sell on Amazon.
Yeah, I totally agree. So I think that's why I recommend y'all definitely get Lewis's book, because it's going to help you at all levels. And if you're brand new, you really want to get it, because when you do anything, you kind of want like an instant gratification or
Yes.
something. And it's hard if you're not, because then you're like, I'll forget this. And then you just go back and forth. Whatever, you know. So it really is. So I'm get this book. Get this book. Get the book.
Thank you.
Yeah. So did you, Nisha. Blank. Where did it go? Oh, I guess my computer is acting up. But anyway, Nisha was actually saying that you do have. Yeah, I think she did put it. She put it up there. Yeah. So and he does, and so do you, Nisha. So
Yes,
as
you
I
do,
was
Nisha.
saying. Yeah, you have a great book. It outlines what we were talking about in regards to gating and ungating, and it's very simple, to the point. So you would go to Geeky Niche, as you see her name, like as I popped on it. If you look at her name, that is how her Instagram is. Okay, so there
And she
it
has a
is.
YouTube channel coming out too.
Yeah, she sure does. She's getting into YouTube.
I've been getting on her telling her for like a couple of months now that she needs to share that information and get on YouTube.
Yeah, I totally agree, because she's such a phenomenal individual, and she definitely needs to do that. So I'm glad that she's getting started, and we're here for her. We're going to support her. So I just think it's a great thing to do. And what's interesting, I don't know if a lot of people realize this or not, a lot of people are getting into Amazon. And I think it kind of happened, obviously, because of the pandemic. And like the more someone starts, it kind of causes a ripple effect. So, you know, like this person does, so well, if that person does, I guess I can do it. So now more and more, like, because, you know, I'm on Clubhouse a lot as well. You know, every time I turn around, I'm hearing people say, yeah, I just started my Amazon. So it's becoming really big, you know. Yeah. But in saying this, I want y'all to realize you have to be careful. And this is one of the reasons why I invited Lewis. And then I also had Nisha on my podcast. You want to align yourself with the right people, because there's some people that are just trying to take your money and they're not going to really give you any information that's going to really help you, because there's such a boom right now. And people that have been doing Amazon are seeing this. Some of them are just throwing stuff together and trying to, you know, basically take advantage of this moment, because Amazon is not an easy site. It's not. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, it's take you a second to do this. No, it's not. There's a lot of things that you have to do, but it's well worth it. I truly believe it. It's one of those platforms you do need to get involved with. You don't need to. You just don't need to ignore it. It was kind of like me ignoring eBay, which I should have never done. eBay is also a platform that you shouldn't ignore as well, but it's the same thing. Yeah, totally. So that's why definitely. Go ahead, Lewis. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I just want to say that I think there's two things with the gurus of Amazon. I think they throw out these screenshots of them making $100,000 or like $1 million, and then people don't realize that it took them time to get there. It took them steps to get there. So they buy this guru's course, and maybe this guru is making like $1 million a year, but they're talking to other people who are making that $1 million a year. And when you start out on Amazon, you're not going to be making $1 million a year or making $100,000 a year. So I think you should kind of, like, there's steps to it. So you should try to get somebody that's maybe a little bit like lower than a guru who actually still, I don't want to say who still cares, but gurus have been doing it for 5 and 10 years, so they don't remember what it was like to like start when you first started out. So I think it's better to get somebody who's maybe a little bit fresher, because they can tell you exactly what they started with and how they did it, and you can go from that step. And then once you're to that level, then maybe you can move to like the next level. But don't just get somebody just because they show like, oh, I made $1 million. That doesn't mean that they're a good teacher, and that doesn't mean that they're going to like teach you the actual ways to get to where they're at.
I totally
Yeah.
agree with everything that you said, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because what people don't understand is 5+ or more years ago, Amazon was a different beast. And what I mean by that is Jeff Bezos, which actually now I think he might be close to being a trillionaire. So I heard, I think I was reading something on the Motley Fool about it. But anyway, initially, obviously, when Amazon came out, it was really books.
Yes.
So, and their stocks wasn't even great. So I would say like in the early 2000s, stock wasn't great. Amazon was like, don't bother with stocks, blase, blase. There was like a lot of dumbs down for Amazon. So Amazon made some transitions. They wanted to build a model that was like eBay, because that was when eBay started booming. During that time, people that came in, there wasn't restrictions like there was. It was easy to set up an account. You know, I've talked to a lot of people that had an account back then. It was like really easy to set up an account. It wasn't all these like hoops and this and that and the other to jump through. It was easy to set up an account. Obviously, you weren't doing groceries back then, because basically it was a model of similar to eBay. So basically, whatever you could get on eBay was what they were pushing. But of course, you were adding books. You know, that was one thing they were strong in, because that's what they started with anyway, was books, you know. So you have these sellers that are making 7 figures, but it really depends on how long they've been on Amazon, because things change throughout the years. Yes. And I can go ahead and tell you now, because a lot of people are getting into Amazon, it's becoming more complicated. So his advice about getting someone that's kind of newer to the deal is better, because they had to go through those hoops as well.
Exactly.
And believe me, there are some hoops you got to go to. But is it worth it? Yes, it is. It really is. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all a funny story. I told Lewis already, so Lewis may not laugh again, but
I will. I'm laughing now.
Me and my husband have been on an Amazon journey for like a month. I've been doing my research. I got the books. I've connected with Nisha. Like I said, I was inspired by Lewis. I got another dear friend. She had been telling me all along, you need to do Amazon, you need to do Amazon. So, you know, she's helping me out. I'm doing all of this research. So I said, okay, we got to get ungated. We're doing all this stuff, buying all this stuff to get ungated. Not spending a lot of money, guys, because if you read Nisha's book, she kind of helps you to not have to spend too much money to get ungated, by the way. But in any case, we're still getting stuff, learning, putting products on, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm like, no sales. So my friends were actually said, have you sold it? I was like, no, we have not any. I said, why don't we have any sales? So my husband, who should still be up here, he's a fitness guy. He was putting all of it in the computer, because really with Amazon, you really do have to use the computer more so than anything else. You can use the app, don't get me wrong, but it's more so a lot of things you need to do on a computer. So he was doing that in. I'm taking care of the sourcing, researching, the reading, connecting with people, all this kind of stuff. Getting products, you know, that are supposed to be, you know, hot products, all of that. So I'm like, something is wrong. So forward the link to my cell phone. And how about I click on a link, it goes to Amazon, it's like blank. And so it's blank. I'm like, okay, there's nothing here. I mean, what is going on? I said, there's absolutely nothing here. So my husband's like, I don't know. I said, we got to call Amazon. So we call Amazon. Our account is on vacation. So meanwhile, we're doing all of this. We're getting ungated, but our account is on vacation. And like in the screen, you can't really tell. Like when you're putting stuff in, you can't tell it's on vacation. Plus, we're new, by the way. So, you know, what can I say? And so it was on vacation. Yes, I'm telling my husband about that. It was too much. So get this, the moment, this is no joke, the moment he going off on vacation, we done got sales back to back to back, because we had the right products, because we had did the right research. we had, like I said, we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. We immediately got sales, and then I ended up, because some of the product that I kind of felt was going to sell, I had to end up immediately buying some more, which I got to pick up today. Thankfully, I can get a yes, yes, we're picking on you. But anyway, I just thought I had to tell y'all that funny story. So you do want to get on Amazon for real. So
I have a
tell
story.
us
I'm
about.
sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say when I first started on Amazon in Germany, I guess the rules are different. In Germany, you have to have a LLC and you have to have a tax ID number before you can actually start selling on Amazon. But they will allow you to set up. So I signed up for Amazon and I got my account set up and I sent in like $700 worth of product. And it all got there, and I wasn't getting any sales for like the first couple of days. So I checked, and it turns out that I had to have an actual LLC set up first because on eBay you can do it as private. So I thought you can do that also on Amazon. But they took all my products, and then they told me that I had to have a LLC set up, and it was at the height of the whole pandemic, so nobody was like working in the offices. So I had like $700 worth of profit or product sitting in the Amazon warehouse for like 3 months until I was able to get my LLC.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. So then you
Yeah.
had to pay the storage fees for that as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. We got the account where you had to have your tax ID and all that good stuff. So yeah, we had that. But yeah, it was because he had on vacation. And I'm just telling you what a powerhouse Amazon is. The moment he got off of vacation, it's like sales started coming in.
Yep.
5 minutes later. It was crazy. So, which I was thankful because, I'm like, at the time when this was happening, so I was like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am getting the wrong products. I was like really like beating myself up about it. So that's why I was so glad to see that happened. I'm like, okay, we're not doing this wrong. We just had it on vacation. So y'all can laugh about that. It's funny though. And I know, Nisha, I know you're cracking up about it. So what are some other things? Because I love what you were saying about, well, no, I don't want to tell some of the stuff that I've read in his book because y'all need to get this book. So I'm gonna get off of that topic.
Say it. It's okay.
Get his book, but and definitely follow him on Instagram because he shows you little things that he gets that do really well on Amazon, and it'll be stuff that you wouldn't even think. You'd be really surprised about it. When you agree with that, you'd be like, I cannot believe that will do well on Amazon. And surprisingly, it does. Now, let me ask you this question, though. So I know you're in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So are you basically just selling in Germany right now? Or,
yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad you told me that because I have been talking to a lot of people and a lot of them had said to kind of stick with your country. Is that pretty much good advice?
I would say yes, when you first start out, definitely stick with the country that you're in because it's just easier and you're able to in your country you have a better chance of knowing what's hot and what's not than like selling in Mexico or selling in Canada or selling some other place if you live in the States. I've been selling in Germany, and the main reason I only sell in Germany is just like I sell like a lot of books and DVDs, and because the language is in Germany, in German, it doesn't make sense for me like to sell in France or Italy or in the States. But I actually do want to move. One of my goals at the end of this year is to start selling in the States, but that's a whole nother process that I have to figure out and kind of work out.
Yeah, because I was wondering about the reason why I have been kind of told. I've been told by a couple of like people that have been doing Amazon for a while, but they were definitely saying stick with the country if you can, because they were saying that there's so many different rules out there in regards to, I guess, the taxes and just a lot of things. That's a little bit different on Amazon because I think eBay makes it kind of more seamless for someone to do the international market. Would you agree with that? Because I know you do eBay as well. So
yes, it's much easier when you are selling in your country and then somebody says, hey, will you ship this to any other like country? Like they make it a lot easier because you pretty much just have to pay for the shipping and then send it. But with Amazon, it's so much, you have to do the taxes, you have to do the receipt, and you have to do, it's just a lot of, I don't want to say stress, but it's a lot more steps going into it.
Yeah, and that's why I think we should mention this because we've already mentioned this is not going to be like the easiest transition.
No.
It's worth it. As I told you, 5 minutes after we get off of vacation, sales just start coming in. It really is. And Lewis could tell you some, well, I'll tell you a couple of tidbits that I learned from Lewis. But what I was about to say is, so it's definitely worth it. And, anything that's really worth it is not going to be easy. It's not going to be a piece of cake. But I thought I would
I
mention
agree.
this because you don't want to have additional stress unnecessarily. That's really my thought process on that. You know what I mean? You don't want to have additional stress unnecessarily. So that's kind of basically how I was looking at it. And so I thought I would get your input on that. But basically, Lewis I don't know what it was, but you had this intuition in the beginning, started making like $5,000 a month right off the bat, basically, right? Probably within, well, after
3
the
months.
3 month period,
Yeah,
like after
yeah.
that 3 month period, you started making like $5,000 or
Yeah.
more off the bat, correct?
Yes.
That's phenomenal.
I mean, once I got the process and was able to understand what sold and what didn't sell, and I understood sales rank, which I think sales rank is one of the first things that people should understand, which I do have an ebook about that. It's free. And it kind of explains how the whole sales rank things go. That's on my Instagram too, in my bio. But understanding sales rank, once I understood that and what sold and how long it would take to sell, I was able to do better sourcing, and then I just hit the ground running.
Okay, so he just gave y'all a very valuable piece of information, and that one is free. So definitely click on that right off the bat, because I'm gonna tell you that part, that gem he just gave you is extremely important in the Amazon game. The sales ranking, it is everything.
Yes.
So I mean, get that book right there that he just mentioned, okay? And then definitely get the other one. It's worth whatever you're gonna pay for it, it's worth it. But get that one, because the sales ranking is really, really key. If you don't have that game going right, you are not gonna do well. You're just gonna be spinning your wheels. You're gonna be like a hamster just spinning your wheels.
For the sales rank, like when I'm in the store and I have a book or a DVD or a grocery item, the first thing I check before I even check if I'm going to make a profit or how many people are selling the item, I check the sales rank, because if the sales rank is too high, then nothing else really matters. For example, the rule when you're selling books is don't sell a book that's over 1 million sales rank. So if the book is over 1 million sales rank, it doesn't matter if I'm going to make $30 profit on it or $40 profit on it. It doesn't matter if the book never sells. So understanding sales rank when you're in Amazon, it's like, I think the number one thing. And people make it sound more complicated than what it really is. But in the free ebook that I have a chart of all the different categories that you can sell on Amazon, and it gives you, like, in DVDs don't sell more than 75,000 rank, or in book don't sell more than 1 million. And if you just follow those rules, you will sell on Amazon.
Yeah, I totally agree. So definitely check that out. If you're thinking about Amazon, if you're brand new, get that information, because you don't want to waste time. Because time and money. Time is money, first of all, but then you could easily waste money getting the wrong products. And
Yes.
the other thing, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just agreeing with you, because I have when I first started, I spent a lot of money on things that just didn't sell.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I loved that you talked about, and I want to give my friend props, because I really hadn't brought her up either, and I'm trying to find her so I can give her some props. Okay, how I found out about Lewis and how I really got inspired to, like I said, really go ahead and get on Amazon, even though I had a friend in my ear constantly telling me I needed to do Amazon. Sometimes you just need to see certain things. Right. It was because of Rhonda. Rhonda had actually had an interview with Lewis probably about, what, 6 months back, I'm thinking. Is that pretty
accurate? Around that time. Yeah.
Yeah, it was somewhere around 6 months ago. She had Lewis on her brunch with Diva, which is every Wednesday.
On Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram. Every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you definitely need to catch it, because she really does have some really phenomenal people on. So I want to thank her, because this did help me. So thank you, Rhonda. I wanted to give you a shout out. And she's, of course, on YouTube. So you can catch her on YouTube. She's got a podcast coming. She's got a lot going on, so definitely make sure you're following her. It's a Pink Diva Studio, and of course she does shows almost daily with Swag Slayer. the Slagswear, and I'm trying to figure out Tiana's up here, but anyway, just make sure you're following her. The thing that also stood out to me on that interview that you had with Rhonda, which stuck in my mind, and trust me, we do it all the time now. You was like, scan stuff, scan. You remember you were talking about that? Tell us a little bit more about that.
My girlfriend, like, now she's used to it, but when I first started going to like selling on Amazon, like if we go to like a grocery store, I would like kind of veer off to the side and I would get stuck just scanning every single thing. And she'll look at me and then she'll look at me and say, why are you scanning these, like this candy? Or why are you scanning these cups? And I would just say, because I don't know if I can make money on it or not. And the only way you can figure out if you can sell something on Amazon is just to be scanning. Just take your phone out, use the Amazon seller app, hit that camera and just scan the barcodes of everything. Cause it's so many times that like, I get things that I don't even know what they are, or I don't even know what it is, but I just know it makes money and people buy it. So I like, just like a couple of days ago, I bought like 50 can openers. Like who needs 50 can openers? But I was making like 10 times my money on it. So just scan everything.
So honestly, we needed it for that money, right? Mm-hmm. And there's another reason that you need to scan too. Thank you for sharing that, because that's the best. Because I want y'all to keep in mind that Lewis actually made 6 figures without being ungated, which he explains that in his book. Part of that process is what he's talking about is scanning stuff. Because sometimes you'll assume that you won't be able to sell something. You'll be like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to sell that because I'm not, ungated, and you're able to sell it. You are able to sell it before even being ungated. So that's why it's really key when you get started to, like he said, scan. So it was so funny because once we open it up, that's the thing I told him. I said, yeah, because this guy lives more. I told you got to follow him, he said, scan everything.
So you will be surprised at what you can actually sell and what you can't sell if you just scan everything. Like, because I have people who write me and they'll say things like, oh, I've been on Amazon for a week and I can't find any products to sell. And then I'll ask them, like, when you go into a store, how many things are you scanning? And they'll say, oh, I'll scan 5 or 10 things. Like, no, you have to be scanning a lot of things. And you may scan like 100 items and only find 2 items that can sell. But those 2 items, you can buy the whole store out, maybe buy 20 of them or 30 of them. And then you have 60 items there that you can ship into Amazon. But you won't know that unless you're scanning. So you have to be scanning. And even like, I've learned now, even the stores I wouldn't think would have something that you can sell, I scan. Like when I go to the hardware store, when I go to the grocery store, when I go to the corner store, any type of place, I'm just scanning things because you will be amazed at the products that you will find that actually sell on Amazon.
You are so right, because we do it. I listen to you. Like I said, we got started, it's like scan. Everywhere we go is like scan. We're like in a store now, unnecessary by that time, but it's not chit chat. We're scanning. So I totally agree. So remember that advice. It's highly important. It's a tip that is a must. If you're going to get started, you've got to start scanning, because you need all of these things, because the ungating process is, like we said, it's a process. So in between there, you can still make money if you're doing what Lewis mentions, that scan, because you just don't know some stuff that you're able. And of course, everybody knows books. You can get books up there. But like we were talking about before, you need to make sure that you get the sales ranking that he's providing for free. So, again, follow him on Instagram, go up there and get that, because that's going to help you in regards to the books that you want to actually load, because time is money, and then of course money is money. So you don't want to spend excess money, or you don't want to be spending too much time listing something that really you shouldn't be listing, if that makes any sense. So just thought I'd mention that. Definitely.
I'm actually going to put the link in the chat.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
No problem.
And so what are other tips that you would recommend
for Amazon?
Yeah, for someone starting out. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me get back to us. Okay. We talked about how hard it can be to start on Amazon. And I actually think that's a good thing, because like when you sell on eBay, anybody can get on eBay. So it's a lot more competition on eBay because anybody can do it. But when you get on Amazon, it takes a lot to get on Amazon, and like a lot of people are they'll start and then they'll stop. But the how do I want to say it? Like, just keep going. Like, just whatever they want. Like, if you have to do an interview with them, if like you have to provide banking statement, well, not banking statements, but like your proof of address or all these things that you have to do when you first start, just do it, because once you get through it, it'll get easier. And I've never taught anybody how to get on Amazon, and then they came back to me and was like, "Oh, that was a waste of time." It's always been like, "Thank you so much for showing me this. Thank you so much for like helping me with like getting on Amazon." So if you're a reseller and you want to like make, if you're a reseller and you just want to make a couple of extra $100 a month, okay, fine, that's cool. But if you want to make like real money, then you definitely should get on Amazon and just jump through the hoops, because you will love it. I'm not saying that you won't maybe love the scanning and the process, but you will love the money that you make from it.
I'm gonna tell you already, I definitely love it. And I'm gonna have to say again, for the people that came in late, me and my husband started our account a month ago. We were following all the rules. Like I said, I was paying attention to the top people that are doing really well that I knew, which was Lewis, Nisha, got their books, doing all this research, talking with my friend that's been doing Amazon that kept telling me I need to do Amazon. So we were doing all of this. And like I said, I'm repeating this story for people that may have came in late. We were doing all of this, didn't get any sales because we had our account on vacation, was unaware of that. So, which is funny. So as soon as we took our account off of vacation, sales just start rolling in. I mean, it was like 5 minutes they were rolling in. So I'm telling you, you need to get on Amazon. You need to take the time. You really do. And I know, I wish Tiana was up here, but I know Ron is up here and Nisha's up here. I know, Nisha, can you put in the comments when you're going to be on the live with Rhonda and Tiana? Because Tiana is going to actually talk about how much she made on Amazon, because she's been doing Amazon for about a month. Mm-hmm. She's been mentored by Nisha. So probably if I had been mentored by Nisha, I guess I would have caught that mistake earlier. But anyway, you can get on me later about that. But anyway, she's been mentored by Nisha, and she's going to disclose how much she made. I mean, starting off, brand new. So you need to catch that. So Nisha, if you're in the comments, or Rhonda, can y'all put what day that is exactly? Because I actually forgot the day. If y'all know it, just tag that in so everybody else knows. And I'll actually reset it in case somebody's listening on a podcast and wants to try to catch that. So, so if money wasn't a factor, what would you do? What would you be doing in life?
If money wasn't a factor, what would I be doing in life? Yeah. I will be doing what I'm doing now. I think what I'm doing now is what I was meant to do, and not just reselling, because I do more than reselling, but I like creating businesses that actually provide to people. So I think even if money wasn't, even when I get to the point to where I say I have enough money, or like, let's say I'm 60 and I want to retire, I'll still be like creating businesses and like running businesses in some type of way. Like, I like to run businesses. I like to have my own time. I like to be my own boss. I like to have that freedom. So I guess I will be doing what I'm doing now.
Well, that's good, because that means you have found what you love. And like we were talking about earlier, like when you were talking about you being a tattoo artist, you're like, and you're a great artist, but you're like, right. That's not for me, because I had to like do it when somebody else wants it, and then it's really no longer my art. So
right.
I love it. That means you're doing what you love, and that's outstanding. Yeah, Nisha, I see you're here. Can you put the date that you're supposed to be on with Tiana so she can discuss her first month results? Can you put that date in the comments? Because I want to let everybody know so they can be sure to join that show as well. I would greatly appreciate if you can do that for me. Or Rhonda, if one of y'all know, can y'all put that in the comments for me? So I, first of all, want to appreciate you taking time to talk to me. And for the other people that may have missed this comment, because I said this comment earlier on, obviously I normally don't do lives at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Normally I'm doing them at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Lewis is such a kind gentleman, and obviously such a caring person to help people. He was like, sure, I'll do it. It'll just be 1 a.m. my time. I was like, no, Lewis, I cannot have you on at 1 a.m., coming on my show. That's just not the way to do it. Okay, so I put up there when it is. It's going to be March the 25th. It's going to be at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be on Swag Slayer Fashion. Okay. So make sure to catch that. Feel free to go to my Instagram because I will post some stuff on it. I'll definitely post it in my stories, or go to the Pink Diva Studio because I know she's going to post it, as well as Swag Slayer Fashion, and of course Geeking Niche. So go to all of these accounts to keep up with this. But it's going to be the 25th, which that's coming up. That should be like what, Thursday?
That's Thursday. Yep.
Yeah, so that's going to be Thursday. So make sure that you put that on your calendar, get it straight, because, it's going to really be like eye-opening to you. And like I said, definitely get these books. Get them. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited.
I'm interested.
Yeah, I already know because I'm seeing what's happening right now today for us. I already know it's huge. So I'm so happy. I think in my mind I have a general number. So I'm curious if I'm going to be right. I'm not going to say it now, but I'm probably going to send it in a chat to Tiana to see if I'm about right. I'm going to tell her, don't tell me, but this is what I think you did. But anyway, definitely make sure that y'all catch that. So, Lewis, tell us what you got going on in the near future that we can catch, because we want to promote you. We want to help you because you're out here helping the community. And we want to help you as well. So what you got going on? What's coming up for you?
I'm really... Oh, y'all can go subscribe to my YouTube channel, please, because I'm at like 950 something, and I'm trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the month. So I'm really trying to push out my YouTube channel, and I'm really focusing in on my YouTube channel, and I'm focusing in on how to start selling on Amazon, and also I'm focusing on how to start blogging, because blogging was the actual first business I started where I was making like real money, and it's such like... I think it goes good with people who reselling, because you can do it on your own time, and you can do it like in your own, like in your house or wherever you are. Like you don't have to be at one place to be able to do it. So I'm really focusing in on teaching people how to start blogging. I'm going to write another ebook about that, which would be my second ebook. So just my YouTube channel.
Tag me on that because I have an interest in that as well. Definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, just my YouTube channel, and just trying to continue to help as many people as I possibly can.
Yeah, I definitely have an interest in that. So his YouTube channel is actually Lewis Moore the Third. You can find it that way, or another way I found it, but I don't want to be confusing. It's Lewis Moore the Third. Okay. He did a name change recently, which I like the name as well. So either one is fine. Yeah, but yeah. So definitely go on his YouTube because he's up there with a lot of great people. Now today at 6. You got to join Brittany All Bossed Up YouTube. And I mentioned this earlier, but I know some people just joined. So it's Brittany All Bossed Up because it's Hello Sunday. Lewis will be up there. I'm going to be up there. It's Bossy's going to be up there. Gosh, it's some people that I'm missing.
Antonio's going to be there.
Yeah, Antonio's going to be there. That's right. And I'm trying to think of all the other people that are going to be up there. Oh, yes. Lisa from Jules is going to be up there as well. And of course, Brittany, because she's putting this on. There's going to be a lot of prizes. I mean, there's a ton of prizes. So you definitely want to come. Lots of prizes that are going to be had. And you'll get, learn a little bit more stuff. So definitely come on out to that. And Lewis, definitely, please stay in the broadcast room so I can talk to you a little bit more. But everybody else, I really appreciate y'all coming out. Y'all humbled me by doing that. I'm honored that y'all came out. Love you guys. Love all of y'all. So we'll see you at 6 o'clock. And all right, Lewis, we'll see you again at 6 o'clock, but just a different channel. Remember, it's Brittany All Bossed Up. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you. And have a great rest of your day.